I'd like to thank the ASBX organizing committee for the invitation to present at this virtual conference. I hope you find this talk interesting and valuable. My name is Anjali Gupta, and I am with Axiom Space in a business development role. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you a little bit about Axiom Space. Space stations have been in orbit for nearly 50 years. The International Space Station has been in low Earth orbit for 21 years. The ISS is reaching its end of life. To provide continuity for human presence and research in low Earth orbit post-ISS, Axiom Space is building a commercial space station. Axiom Space was founded in 2016, and it is a privately held venture-backed enterprise headquartered in Houston, Texas. As you can see here, Axiom's team is comprised of human spaceflight, engineering, safety, and business development experts. Our vision is a thriving home in space that benefits every human everywhere. Our mission is to improve life on Earth and foster possibilities beyond it by building and operating the world's first commercial space station. We are taking a three-phase approach to building the space station. In phase one, Axiom will fly private astronauts, professional astronauts, as well as research missions to the ISS. NASA-level training will be provided for our private astronaut missions, which will span from 10 days to 180 days in space. Our first historic fully private astronaut mission will launch in February 2022. The 3 private astronauts will each engage in research missions while on board the ISS. This is a zero-G parabolic flight that is part of the NASA level training that Axiom provides. The AX2 mission will launch in the latter half of 2022. Private astronaut John Schaffner will pilot the spacecraft with Dr. Peggy Whitson as the commander. Both of them will conduct research in orbit. Phase 2 will begin with launch of the first Axiom module in 2024. The HAB will attach to the ISS forward node 2 in 2024. Axiom Station will be home to the largest Earth observatory, as seen in the top right image. The observatory has the capacity to hold up to 8 people. Shown here are the Earth observatory windows under construction at 8 feet in length. This is another photo of the windows. They are being rinsed prior to a chemical coating that will protect them against corrosion. And here is an actual video of the windows being rinsed. This is a photo of the radial bulkheads being machined. These will join the common berthing mechanism to provide a port of entry. And here is a look at the machining of a radial bulkhead. Axiom has partnered with the Italian company Thales Alenia to construct the shells of the modules. They have now begun the welding operations on the pressurized module cone panels that are seen here. These are key parts in the pressurized section of the Axiom HAB-1. And this is what the welding process looks like. To put the human in human spaceflight, the environmental control and life support systems are the key. Progress on Axiom Station continues with our trace contaminant control and air conditioning subassemblies undergoing in-house development and testing at our R&D facilities. Onboard systems such as CO2 scrubbing and O2 generation are in development in the Axiom R&D labs. These systems will ensure crew safety and comfort throughout the modules. Axiom Hab is the first human-rated spacecraft to be assembled in Houston. This is a view of the interior of the crew quarters. This is an artistic rendering of the aisleway inside the 8-sided module. Finally, the Houston spaceport will be the permanent home to Axiom Space headquarters. Then in phase 3, the station will separate to become a free flyer. I'd like to share this brief video of Axiom Station assembly to give you a perspective on what that looks like. As you can see here, Axiom Module 1 arrives first and attaches to node 2 of the forward port of the ISS. The robotic arm repositions the Earth Observatory to the nadir. Now you can see the robotic arm capturing the research and manufacturing module and attaching it to Hab 1. Next, you can see it grabbing the next module and placing it on Hab 1 and then repositioning it. It's important to point out that each one of these modules has its own guidance, navigation, and control system. Here you can see the power thermal tower module arriving. It arrives in a folded configuration, and shortly you'll see it fold. You will see it unfold and expand. The solar arrays are deploying and then revealing the EVA lock. These modules will be put on a rocket and flown to the ISS, and then once in the vicinity, these modules will be released. And using their guidance, navigation, and control, they'll find their way to the ISS, where they will be grabbed by the robotic arm. And shortly now you can see that the petals of the Earth Observatory have opened and Axiom Station has become a free flyer. So what can you do on a space station moving forward at a velocity of 17,500 miles per hour in circular orbit around Earth at 250 miles above the ground? First, space provides a number of advantages, including persistent weightlessness, an extreme environment, and a unique location with many positional advantages. These are all summarized here on this slide. This will allow Axiom Station to support diverse market segments, such as human spaceflight, access to the ISS, and then later to Axiom Station. Axiom will also support commercial on-orbit services for research in space manufacturing, infrastructure as a service, and brand and media partnerships. And finally, Axiom Station will serve as a near-Earth platform for integrated systems testing, human performance studies, and subsystem technology demonstration and maturation. The question to ask is, what happens when you take away the influence of gravity? How does our biology change? How do physical properties change in microgravity? How can we take advantage of these changes to develop new medicines, new tools, and to think differently? Axiom is a leader in space technology. You will be able to explore these questions in Axiom's state-of-the-art research and manufacturing facilities. Axiom is your partner to space. Here is a list of some of the services that Axiom offers. For example, design and engineering, payload integration, ground-to-orbit operations, spaceflight opportunities on AX missions, dedicated crew time, seamless transition from ISS to Axiom Station. Axiom Station is a modular, expandable, state-of-the-art facility for research and manufacturing in orbit. We offer a variety of partnership options. We offer a place to make new discoveries and a place to manufacture new products. Finally, I want to leave you with this last point. It's not just the main discovery research efforts that benefit from space studies. Ancillary activities related to spaceflight experiments also reap benefits. It's interesting to note that building for spaceflight results in notable benefits. For example, when building for space, terrestrial experiments must be translated for space. For example, the process begins with a lab bench on Earth. Then that's translated into automation on Earth, then automation for space, and then finally scale up. This pushes the boundaries of innovation. Some of the key features highlighted are miniaturization, ruggedization, automation, lighter weight and refined materials, as well as revised fluidics. These features with respect to building for spaceflight then translate into some key benefits, such as a smaller footprint, lower cost, accessibility, ease of use, mobility, new markets, and new uses. And these new markets could be in extreme environments, remote areas, under-resourced or rural communities, STEM, and do-it-yourself projects. This is truly a unique time in human history. Whether you're interested in research or manufacturing, or you're an entrepreneur with a novel concept, connect with us at innovate@axiomspace.com. Until then, wishing you giant leaps forward and upward. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Anjali Gupta, and it is my pleasure to be here to represent Axiom Space at ASBX. Thank you.